My name is Derrick. Serum means inshallah, like destiny has blessed me. Yeah, so that's why I use it for my social media. But thank you so much for the nice introduction. Yeah, and I'm very honored to be on the stage. Quickly, I'm going to be out of here, but I have some things that I wanted to share as well. Obviously, they booked me to speak about something. So I'm here to talk about one very important, actually two very important things about business. A quick story. Some time ago when I started my company, I needed a laptop. I needed an office space. I needed staff. I needed assets, which I didn't have money for. And there were times that I approached people to help me out financially, and most of them were asking for either a share in the company, or something tangible. This is a situation that most people find themselves in. I've consulted for clients, startup clients, who had given out shares from their company without understanding what they were giving out. Oh, this person owns 40% of my company. This person owns that of my company. How do you know what you are giving is worth 10% or 20%? Because I recently consulted for a client who had given out so much that actually he didn't own the business anymore. Yes, I'm telling you, he lost it. And this was a business that was public. But there were already terms and conditions agreed on. And this was not in Ghana actually, it was somewhere in Kenya. And the client has lost the business, now has to build a new business. And I can tell you for a fact, the RGD analysis or the figures that come from RGD, Registered General's Department, in 2017, about 60,000 businesses were registered in Ghana. 60,000. In 2018, it went up to about 80,000. And I can tell you for a fact, aside the fact that most of these businesses do not understand whatever it is when it comes to shares and value, most of them don't even have a business plan. Because in Ghana, you can register a company without a business plan. But elsewhere, you need a business plan. You need a tax consultant and a couple of others before your company is registered. Do you understand? Okay, so just a quick one. We have the MD of Access Bank present here. Please, let's appreciate him. Can we just, I don't mind crossing to let every just say a word or two. Okay, thank you very much for coming. We are really honored. Yes, back to the matter. So most of these companies do not have a business plan. And in the business plan, that is where you're going to be able to create your management structure. Right? Your management structure. So that you know that, okay, this is the structure we are giving for the business. And the business has a total of 100% of shares. So if we are giving 10% to someone, this is the value that we are giving to the person. You understand me? So that you don't have to lose focus on the fact that your company must have a value. But even as a startup company, how do you value? How can you tell an investor that, okay, I'm giving you 10% of my company for $100,000? Offers on silence, please. How do you tell that to an investor? How do you make that believable and relevant? You understand? You have to know the analysis. You have to know how much your company is worth. And I'm here and glad to share with you how to do that. Aside the fact that I run Platinum Africa Solutions, I've had the privilege to also be directly involved in the corporate scene that's happening in Europe. I get to work with a company in Germany as a marketing strategist. My work is majorly about understanding consumer behavior, creating marketing campaigns for our European region, and how people respond to it. And I've learned a lot of things when it comes to even how we valued our business. And I'm glad to share some things. Aside that, the second part of my presentation will be about some basic business risks that every single person, whether you're a professional, whether you're a business owner, you are prone to. Because a lot of things are changing, and I'll take this chance to let us all know that as Ghanaians, as Africans, we need to rise up. We need to really rise up because the world is developing at a fast pace. It's sad how we work here. some of my very sad and disappointments have come from working with some Ghanaian clients. Disappointing. How often would people look at us like, yeah, that's how we are, Africans. Okay, Ghana man time, Ghana man that. Because the world is moving. But if you come back home, you realize that people are not moving. As even entrepreneurs, you need to update your knowledge every now and then. As a working professional, you need to update your knowledge every. I always say that when you are loaded, that's when you are needed. And in this era, people are looking for people who are what? Loaded. And everybody is looking. If you get to a point in your life as a professional, as an entrepreneur, when you are needed, you don't need to do marketing. Because you come and you call the shots. Because you know what you have. You know what you can put to the table. You understand? And for me, personally, my experience in that has been being in a different man's country, another man's country, where they don't speak English, and getting an opportunity to do something relevant for a business. Then there was something we put on the table. It's time to rise up. That's why I said in the beginning of the presentation or this event that open up your mind. Because one thing that I realized we do very well as Africans, we know how to complain. We know how to complain so well. We know how to pull people down. We know how to look at you a certain way that would kill your spirit. We know how to sit in an office setting and not give our best because it's someone's company. We know how to say that, okay, this one I'm just doing it after they're not paying me. How much are they paying me? Forgetting that you are building a number of years of experience for yourself. I remember in class, in my class where I school, we have the whole world in one class. And one lady from China who had worked with Volkswagen, yeah. So the lady was talking to me and was like, "You're a consultant. You're young. Like, how do you get clients? Like, do people listen to you?" And I'm like, in about 20 years to come, I want to say that I have 20 years of experience. And say that I'm waiting to be 20 before I start, or I'm waiting to be 40 before I start. And it takes us to build this portfolio from here. We are not too young to eat, right? So you're not too young to do great things. And so that's why we have to transcend an era where we are doing it because we can do. The continent needs us. Enough of Ghana is bad, Ghana is bad. What have you done about it? Africa is bad, Africans are like that, but you're not an African too. You know, and sometimes I'm saying this because of our little attitudes as Ghanaians. Funny enough, when you travel, I've been to a couple of places. The first advice Ghanaians give you, be careful of Ghanaians. Seriously, anybody who has traveled can attest, be careful of Ghanaians, they'll put you down. And sometimes, some Ghanaians can be put down. We don't learn. Our work ethics are bad. We don't have proper work ethics. We don't respond to emails on time unless maybe something has happened. The way you take a phone call, somebody calls you, your office, you know you are selling a service or a product or a business. Hello, yes. And then you'll be like, And are you the one who sells this and You know? Do you have some available? Please, yes. How much are you buying? Oh, I want this. The price, if you can't buy, let me know because I'm in a hurry. Yeah, it's sad. And we expect, and we see, we're a country, and as young people, we want results. We want to see better things happen for our continent, our country. But it's the same young people sometimes, unfortunately, who are implementing or behaving this way. You come to a place, people are there, you can network, and you are like, I'm not like that. Yeah. When you die, you can't come and carry your coffin. People will carry for you. You understand? So that's just by the way. Now, I'm going to teach you quickly how you can value your business. First of all, you can do it by the asset approach. Right? Practically, as a startup or even as an already existing business, you may have some assets. Okay? So assets like, you know what assets are. Physical assets, maybe your computer, maybe your table, if you have an office space, your desk. You look at all of the costs involved in these things. That's one, right? Your assets. Now, under assets, so we are talking about assets. So we are looking at physical assets. Yes, so like computers, the physical things you have, your mobile phone, and the lights. You understand me? And then the next thing you can look at also is your maybe your current assets. Current assets like the cash you have, the invoices you've sent out, the ones you're yet to receive. That's one. And just by the way, I'm teaching you this so that you know how to value your startup or your business. Before you can calculate and tell an investor that if you want 10% of my company, it costs 100,000 cedis, right? Is it going to help? Yeah. Is it going to help? Yeah. Great. So, physical assets, current assets. Even your database. Recently, we sell database. So you are a product some people can sell. Your information. Yes. So database is valued. So if you hold an event, the money you get from the number of registrations you get from the event, that number is money. That you never knew, maybe you never thought about it. It's money. So you are going to be sold at someone's event as a contact or a database. So you can value it as well. So you can value by saying that, okay, for each person, when they came to my event, they paid 100 cedis. So looking at the value of the person, you can say, okay, for every person, it's valued at what? Maybe 200 cedis because the time has elapsed and you're looking at some analysis. Or you can say, for example, it's 100 cedis for. So if I have a database of 200 people, then I can value each person in my database as what? 100 cedis. That is money. And it depends on the kind of business you run. If you do with databases or information of people, you understand me? So that's one. Database of maybe clients. Because one time I heard, I attended a conference and then somebody talked about it. I thought it was very interesting that they value their clients. So for every client, for example, at Platinum, if we are selling our business, which won't happen right now, maybe we can say for every client is valued at $5,000, for an example. So if we have 100 clients in our net, it's 5,000 times 100. That's just the value for our clients because of the value we give them. So the cost of the service that we render to clients is maybe $5,000. So that means that we have for every client, even if we are not getting the physical money from the client, the value that the client possesses to give us in the year is $5,000. So that's one way to value your business with your database, your client as a service or something. You understand? That's one. And then also the next approach you can try is the industry approach. Sometimes it's quite, I used to, before I got to know about these things a couple of years ago, I used to wonder, how can a startup say they are raising funds, a startup funds, and they've got like $500,000 and they've given investors 30%. How did they know that like it's valued at that amount of money? Because they value based on the industry. So what is the value of other competitors in the industry? How much did this person sell their company for? Right? So if you run a food business, how much did so and so, for example, if papaya is being sold, how much did papaya sell their business for? This amount. So that means that if I'm going to, and how much is papaya's market share? It's 50%. So if I'm going to say, okay, I have 10% of that market, you do the math. So you have to know, get your findings right. You have to research, get your findings right. And then know that, okay, so this is the worth of the industry. So if you say that the global cosmetics industry is worth $5 billion, for example, you know what you're working with. And then you said, okay, if the industry is worth $5 billion, and, okay, let's look at Africa, then let's look at Ghana. Maybe Ghana is valued at $1 million. And if I want to say that, okay, from my analysis, I have like 1% share of the market, then it's 1% of what? That amount of money based on the industry approach. Then you have an idea of how much you are valuing your company, your business. This is very important because most people are giving out shares based on, okay, my company is small. Yeah, give me 5,000, I'll give you 20%. Oh, okay, give me 2,000, I'll give you 10%. Okay, maybe a staff is doing well. Okay, this I can't pay you, so take. No, don't give out shares like that. It's everything. It's what you are fighting for. As a business owner, like know the value of what you are putting to the table, and make sure you calculate the value properly so that you don't give out, like you don't sell yourself short. How do we know that Chanel is a luxury brand? Wait, are you there to see the way they? No, but they say they've said it they portray it as a luxury brand. That is why somebody can walk into a Chanel shop and buy a bag for $25,000 and not think twice. You know, because they say it's a luxury brand. It's the same leather you can find in Tamale. Tamale have a lot of natural resources. I mean, yeah, better. But then, it's Chanel. And you see, so in this case, they would even value the brand because of what? PR. That's why you need good public relations strategies as well. And there's a public relations person here. Stephanie is a PR person. You know, sometimes it's not just the hype. It is about the hype behind the hype. Do you understand? It's about the results behind what is being hyped. So and PR works so magically in business that, like, if a PR statement has gone out of a company that, okay, maybe XYZ company has raised 400,000 in second round of funding. Okay, maybe XYZ company has done this. There have been times that some of our clients who came to us as new clients had issues with investors or getting money because of what was on Google about them. Yes, consciously or unconsciously, every single person is building a brand for him or herself. Whether you like it or not, you are building a brand for yourself. It can either cost you or gain you a lot of attention, a lot of opportunities, money, and the likes. So it's about the brand as well. And the brand is PR, public relations, because you are not just a company serving yourself, you're a company serving human beings, serving other businesses. And then behind the business, no matter how much AI, artificial intelligence, takes over, people are always going to be people. People are always going to be needing that natural attention that human beings need. They won't get from any artificial intelligence device. So that's one. So be careful of bad investor news. And one advice I'll give you, talk to a consultant. Don't let it get to the extreme before you now come and look for a consultant to help you. Talk to a consultant. Don't talk to just people. Talk to a consultant. They've worked with these things over and over again, so they understand what it feels like to give out shares and the likes. You understand me? So that's very important for you to note. And know how much you are supposed to give or not. If you need further clarifications during the mentorship sessions, you can ask. If you are lucky to be in my group, we can talk more about it, or after I'll leave my social media handles, we can talk on the likes. The second part of my presentation, quickly, I'll talk about some basic business risks you should look out for, you know, in your business, in your career, and whatever you are up to. I know most of you are from Ghana Tech Lab. You know, you are working on your apps and stuff and things like that. Some of our clients who are IT clients, you know, you are so inclined with the coding and stuff. That's your field. That sometimes you forget that you are running a business, or you need to run a business. And what is a business? This is not a business. This is a structure. A business is an activity. It's an activity where one party has a solution for another party's problem. Where the party the solution is meant for is willing and able to pay a price for the solution without doubting the credibility, without doubting the delivery, without doubting the experience, without doubting the use of what solution they are paying for, and the one behind the solution. That's how I define business. It's an activity where one party has a solution to another party's problem, and then the party the solution is meant for is willing. Be careful of that. Willing means know your market. Willing and able, because your market will not say this is expensive. Then you're talking to the wrong person. Willing and able to pay a price for the solution without doubting the credibility, without doubting the experience, the reliability, and the consistency even of the one giving the solution. Because sometimes it doesn't end there. That's why we are in an era of what? Innovation. And I realize that some people's idea about innovation is quite shallow. Innovation is in different processes. You can innovate your process. You can innovate your systems. You can innovate your work culture. You can innovate the product. You can innovate the experience of the product. Because when people are buying a bed, they're not just buying a bed, they're buying a good night's sleep. We are in an era where we are no longer selling a product or a service. We are selling experiences, value. Yeah, if we had the salesman, every time I like, I'll sell it. You understand? So people are buying experiences, so be careful of that. That's just one. to define what a business is for you. And this is very relatable and applicable in both your entrepreneurial journey and also even when you're working for someone in the company. Because, yeah, Madam Lucy said, she's an entrepreneur because she's also developing something. And we call people like that also intrapreneurs. You understand? And I said this on CTTV. I did an interview last week, and it's quite trending now about CV writing, where I talked about what organizations are looking for. Even for those of us who are working in people's companies, every organization wants to save cost, time, and wants a lot of convenience. So if you are somebody who is able to give that to a company, you become someone of value. You see, that's how you are building your worth. So for me, net worth is not just about the money, it's about what's in here. You know, and most of our people are not reading. You can share a flyer, people will share. They come and ask you, when is the event? How much is it? But it's there. It's there. And you won't find, excuse me to say, but you won't go outside there and look at these white folks and stuff, ask these questions about the same thing they've shared. One thing I realized was a shock to me when I went to Germany for the first time was on the train, you know, as Ghanaians, when we are traveling in the bus, we are listening to some music and stuff. Every time I take the train or the bus, people are reading. Everybody's reading. Yeah, they're reading physical books. And it's not the kind of book that discourages you to read, like that. It discourages you to read. And I don't know about other places, but I've seen at other places too, you know, and people are reading. And they are quietly reading. Everybody, whether old or young, you find old folks reading, young folks reading. But you come back home, and I mean the Trotsky, we are very dramatic. You understand? Open your book and someone will be like, no, we said yes. You understand? Yeah. But you know, things are changing. The world is changing. The world is going too fast. Things are happening. You know, a lot of things are changing around us that if we don't take care, we would lag behind. And it's not fair. It's not fair that we lag behind. It's not fair that we think that we can only make a living by other people giving us funds. Ghana is rich. Africa is rich because there are a lot of problems in Africa. And each one of these problems poses a business opportunity for you. People need a lot of things now. We need made in Ghana ketchups. We need made in Ghana fresh milks. We need a lot of products from Ghana. That's why we give the platform to. This one I'm wearing, you see, is by a Ghanaian designer. And he contacted to style me today, and he's going to present here today. This guy is doing fantastic. I started to imagine, like, I wish stores like this were abroad. People come, you see, to be so beautiful. Like, our fabrics are so rich. One time I was in the train, I was going to school from home, and I was going home from school. And then I wore an African fabric, and I was listening to music. Yeah, I was listening to music. I was stressed. So yeah, I was tired, Charlie. I was stressed, and then I was and this white man walked from wherever he was sitting to come. And you see, because I was listening to music, I wasn't, and he tapped me. I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's a very nice shirt. I'm like, thank you. And everybody was like, yeah, it's a shirt. It's nice. I'm like, thank you. I was even lost in the moment. You see? But I mean, people appreciate what we do, but we have to attach excellence to it. You see, we have to attach excellence to it. I'm going to tell you some things you should be careful of. These are very basic business risks and crises that you are prone to. First of all, people. We are very complicated. Yeah, every business involves people, right? People buy, people wear, people sell, people get annoyed, people excite you, everything is about people. And it's difficult to manage people because we all come from different backgrounds with different expectations. So as a business or as a working professional, you have to render services to people. You have to create experiences for people. And one thing Daniel said that has been with me since I heard it is, he found a nice way to explain what value means. And actually, in explaining what value means different things to different people. That's why I can say a word to someone, it will hurt the person, but to another, it's okay. That's why even in the Trotsky, I love the Trotsky a lot. The drama that goes in there. That's why some will talk about it, some will keep quiet. Because we are different people with different expectations. And one thing you have to notice, as a business begins to evolve, It's like a seed you've planted. It dies. It opens up and germinates. You know, a lot of things happen. And a lot of risks are prone to happen. Or it's open to a lot of risk and possibility of things happening. One of them is people. Managing people may be a problem. Because as your organization begins to come out or do something, or as you begin to render a service to someone, as you begin to code, as you begin to release that product, people begin to respond. How do you manage the people that the thing is meant for? And one of them is by knowing the value that is in it for them. You understand? And also knowing one thing you should know on the side is that even like ice cream, not everybody is going to like ice cream. Not everybody is going to like what you sell. You may be very good, but it may not be good for everybody. Your company may be very brilliant, but it may not be brilliant for everybody. Don't get hurt. It's business. Move on. Yeah, talk to those who you have to talk to. Those who will listen will listen. So if you're in business and you don't want to get hurt, I'm sorry, you'll be hurt. Because sometimes, years ago, I remember I picked up my bag in Osu, walking to one company to another, one restaurant to another, talking to them about what we sell. It was tough. I traveled all the way, 13 hours, sat in the bus to Tamale. I didn't know anyone there. Jumped on the bike, went into a hotel, dropped my bags, and went into town. Talked to businesses. Every company I see, I talk to them. Hi, my name is Derrick, blah, 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 blah. I carried this company on my head and sold it like pure water. You know, a lot of feedback came. I learned a lot of things from that experience. People reacted a certain way. Some will talk to you like you are, excuse me to say, a piece of nothing. And some will be like, okay, oh nice, that's a cool one. We will give you a call. I'm still waiting for some calls for years now. You understand? We'll give you a call. If you're interested, we'll call you. And some will be like, oh nice, great, oh we are going to use you. Give me the number, and that's it. You understand? But some will give you a try. Know how to work with people. Listen a lot, because there are a lot of answers in listening. There are a lot of answers in also asking the right questions. Prepare for meetings. Prepare to meet people. What are they going to ask me? Okay, if someone asks me this question, what do I say? So have your own frequently asked questions for yourself and know how to put them together. You understand? So understand working with people. People, not just your customers, but even your team. People make everything happen. And I've met entrepreneurs who have been projected on social media as great entrepreneurs, awesome, won awards, that. You meet them in person, they suck. They are bad with people. And I always say that if you are bad with people, you cannot give anything good for people. Because you can only give good for people when you know and know how to relate with people. Because everybody is looking for more. The question is, what more are people looking for? What more are people looking for? That's the question you have to ask. So people. Secondly, so the first one is people, right? Secondly, it becomes a problem to manage your cash flow. Yeah. Business. I'm an entrepreneur, and if you're not making the money for it, please, it's frustrating. Who can bet on age? Hi everyone. You know, yeah, I mean it's terrible. You know, how do you get money coming in and how do you manage that flow? Cash flow is basically money coming in and going out. You understand me? So if you don't know how to manage your cash flow, but the question like everybody will ask, how do I manage my cash flow? It's by setting my financial target for the year. So first of all, I set my financial target. So as a company, we hope to make maybe 10 new clients and still manage the 10 old clients we've had so that we can grow as a business when it comes to our clientele. You understand me? So how do I manage that goal to bring that physical result in? Okay, so if we are looking at maybe we want to make a revenue of, and that's one thing I realized most entrepreneurs don't do. Most entrepreneurs do not set a financial target. It's like, so you have to know that okay, by the beginning of the year, by the end of the year, we want to make maybe $20,000 as a revenue, for example, which is very small, but for example, $20,000. So how do we get to that? Because that is when you are working for something. But most of you, we start the year, oh, I'm sending a proposal here. Like it's like Papa movement. You understand? There's no target. So that you can actually have something as a benchmark where we are measuring your results. that, okay, we wanted to have 25 new clients. How many have we got so far? Most entrepreneurs don't do that. Honestly, I did that too. I used to like be like that. I didn't have goals, financial goals, because I thought like, I'm passionate about this, it's not about the money. Wow. Money is a motivation. Money pays for things. You understand? So that one. So managing cash flow becomes a tough thing. So be careful of that. These are things you should be careful of. Be careful. Watch out for that. Managing cash flow. Have your financial target and know how to meet it. You understand? Talk to a consultant if you can. It's not marketing for myself, but that's the truth. Every organization has a consultant they rely on. So that you don't, your focus is on running the business, and consultants are also what? Helping you in the background. Okay, let's check this, let's change this, let's change that. You understand me? So be careful of that. One thing also to watch out for, one of the most difficult things, growth. When a company begins to grow, it's very challenging. Because when it's small, you know, when you are able to like manage small things. You are able to manage small things. You know, it's easy to manage 3 people. It's easy to say that we have 3 clients, we are 7. You know, it's easy to manage small things. But when it begins to grow, then it begins to grow bigger than you. And it happens so fast. If you don't take care, you will be looking. And then all of a sudden your services are like the quality of service you are running is dropping. Because you don't have time. Yeah. And I was telling someone that I got to a point as a consultant or as a leader in our company where, you know, we had people doing things because I cannot use, maybe the value of my brain is $100,000. I cannot use $100,000 brain to be doing $1,000 things. It's good. Dissecting yourself in people you work with and making sure that you have a plan to manage growth. You understand? Because it should be a plan. How do we manage things? So right now we have 750 clients. How do we manage when 100 clients come? You understand? You have to have all your strategies on point. So managing growth becomes a problem. And like I said, it may drop the quality of your service and experience, because once those two start dropping, you start failing. You understand me? So these are 3 things you should watch out for: people, cash flow, the growth, and even in the growth, lastly, it's about also yourself. See, if you can, go back to school. I don't say go back to school. But sometimes I learn on YouTube. When I attend conferences, I don't joke. I have my book. I write a lot of things, and it helps me a lot. Because I'm looking at what the person is saying, what I want to catch. And then I catch it and I practice it. And constant practice makes you better. So go to school. Learn. Because if you want to be sharp, you can't, you see, you can only pour from a bottle what's in the bottle. You can't pour anything more. If you are pouring water from the bottle and it finishes, it's what has been put in it. That's it. You can't go to an ATM and withdraw money from a zero account. It doesn't happen. So give more to yourself. You see, give more. It's not selfishness, it's self-fullness. Be so full that you start to overflow. You understand? And then, you see, but if you overflow, you don't have to put people in the lecture room to lecture them. Even when you're having friendly chats, you are giving something. And if you want to have people in your network, like S&M said and everyone has said, let me tell you the truth. It's not about networking with rich people, Joe. Some people think that you need to have rich people in your network. Big people. Oh, I know this man. I know someone who knows a lot of people, but he's always complaining that money. Yeah, and you're there. He's at most of the big places, big clubs, big gear, but nothing. Because even rich people want people of value. What are you putting to the table? Because if I'm rich, I want to be more rich. Because a rich man will fear losing everything. And they are at a point where they can pay for people to do things for them. So they're looking for people with something, substance. What have you? So it's not about knowing rich people. No. It's about knowing the right people. And being at the right place at the right time. So it's very important that you open your eye and know. Just know. If there's one thing you take out from this meeting, know that things have changed. The fact that you don't see things happening in Ghana doesn't mean things are not happening in the world. Hey, people have gone. Like, they've gone. And we are the same human beings God created. We are the same human beings on the same earth. We all have one constant seed, 24 hours. Oprah tweets and gets paid. And some of us have over 10,000 posts on Instagram and nothing. You understand? And it is something that you must understand that for them to get to where they've got to, they put in the work. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to put in the work right now at this point of your life? That's the question. Because even as business professionals and entrepreneurs, you have to learn to what? Put in the work. So in a nutshell, to bring my presentation to an end, be careful of these things. And as business people, don't only aspire to be a business person or an entrepreneur. Don't just aspire to be the best, but aspire to be someone that people will remember. Because people remember you in board meetings, in important meetings. Some of us, we only remembered, oh, we are creating some hangout party. Hey, let me call this guy, he'll come. You understand? But do you get calls for board meetings? Do you get calls for like business opportunities? Do you get emails, like introductory emails? If you're not getting it, then know that you have to get it. And you can only get it by doing something right. Do you understand me? So, this, as cliche as it may sound, is the end of my presentation.